If your credit score is lower than you want, you might think you need a new credit card, a personal loan, or an expensive credit repair service. You don't. In fact, some of those moves can make things worse. For many people, improving their credit score is less about finding a secret trick and more about fixing a few things that are already hurting their score. And here's the important part. Some changes can potentially help relatively quickly, while others take months because credit history takes time. So in this video, we're going to break down the most practical ways to improve your credit score as efficiently as possible. No fake hacks, no guaranteed score increases, and no advice that requires you to pay unnecessary interest. Let's get started. Before trying to improve your credit score, you need to know what is actually hurting it. Think about it like this. You wouldn't try to fix a car without opening the hood. Your credit report can contain information about your accounts, payment history, balances, credit limits, and other factors that affect your credit profile. And sometimes, there can be errors. Maybe an account is showing a balance that you already paid. Maybe a payment is incorrectly reported as late. Or maybe an account that doesn't belong to you appears on your report. That's why your first step should be checking your credit reports. Look through them carefully. Don't just look at the score. Look at the actual accounts and information being reported. If you find an error, dispute it with the appropriate credit reporting company and the company that provided the information. This doesn't guarantee an immediate score increase, but correcting inaccurate information can remove something that shouldn't have been hurting your credit in the first place. Now let's talk about one of the biggest factors in your credit profile: payment history. A simple rule can make a huge difference. Pay your bills on time. Payment history is an important factor considered by many credit scoring models. So, even if you have a relatively small credit card balance, consistently missing payments can create a much bigger problem. And here's something many people overlook. You don't need to pay your credit card interest to build credit. If your card allows it, you can use the card, receive the statement, and pay the statement balance in full by the due date. That can help you avoid interest while maintaining a positive payment history. The easiest way to make this more reliable? Automate at least the minimum payment. That way, if you accidentally forget a payment, you have a backup. Then, when possible, pay the full statement balance. But remember, automatic payments are only useful if there is enough money in your bank account to cover them. Now let's talk about one of the areas that may respond relatively quickly: credit utilization. Credit utilization is basically how much of your available revolving credit you're using. For example, imagine you have a credit card with a $5,000 limit. If your reported balance is $4,000, you're using 80% of that limit. If your reported balance is $500, you're using 10%. Those are very different credit profiles. Generally, lower utilization is viewed more favorably by common scoring models. And here's where timing matters. Your credit card company may report your balance to the credit bureaus before you've actually paid the bill. So you could pay your card in full every month and still have a balance appear on your credit report. That's why someone can say, "But I always pay my card off," and still see a relatively high utilization percentage. If you're trying to improve your score, paying down revolving balances can be one of the more practical things to focus on. And you don't necessarily need to stop using your cards. The goal is simply to avoid carrying unnecessarily high reported balances. Your credit card balance can be reported to the credit bureaus before you actually pay your bill. So you might pay your credit card in full every month and still see a balance on your credit report. If you're trying to improve your score, keeping your reported balance lower can be helpful. And remember, your credit limit is not your spending budget. If you have a $5,000 credit limit, that doesn't mean you should spend $5,000. Use only what you can comfortably repay. This is a common mistake. Someone pays off a credit card and thinks, "I'm done with this card, I'll close it." But closing a credit card can reduce your total available revolving credit. And if your balances stay the same, that can increase your overall utilization ratio. For example, suppose you have two cards. Card A has a $5,000 limit, and Card B has a $5,000 limit. Your total available credit is $10,000. Now, imagine you have $2,000 in balances. Your overall utilization is 20%. But if you close Card B, your available credit could drop to $5,000. That same $2,000 balance would now represent 40%. That's a big difference. Closing an account can also have other effects depending on the account and scoring model. So don't automatically close an old account simply because you aren't using it. Consider the annual fee, your overall credit strategy, and whether keeping the account open makes sense for you. Sometimes people hear, to improve your credit, get another credit card. That's not always the right answer. Applying for new credit can result in a hard inquiry, and opening new accounts can affect different parts of your credit profile. If you're applying for multiple cards or loans in a short period, you could end up with several inquiries and several new accounts. That's not necessarily catastrophic, but if you're preparing for something important, like applying for a mortgage, it's usually smart to avoid unnecessary new credit applications. Instead, focus on managing the accounts you already have. Good credit isn't about having the largest number of credit cards. It's about managing credit responsibly over time. Let's destroy one of the biggest credit myths. You may have heard you need to carry a balance on your credit card to build credit. No. You don't need to pay interest just to have a good credit score. Carrying a balance from month to month can result in interest charges, and paying unnecessary interest doesn't give you a special credit score bonus. If you can pay your statement balance in full and on time, that's generally a much healthier approach than intentionally paying interest. Remember, using credit responsibly is what matters, not paying the bank extra money for no reason. If you currently have a past due account, don't ignore it. The longer financial problems remain unresolved, the more complicated the situation can become. Start by understanding exactly what you owe and who you owe it to. If the account is still with the original creditor, contact them and ask about your available payment options. If a debt has gone to collections, make sure you understand the account before making any payment arrangement. And be careful with companies that promise to instantly erase accurate negative information. Accurate negative information generally cannot simply be removed because you don't like it. Legitimate credit improvement is usually about correcting errors, paying obligations responsibly, reducing debt, and building positive history. There is no magic button. Here's another strategy that can sometimes help becoming an authorized user on someone else's credit card. For example, a family member with a long-standing account and strong payment history may add you as an authorized user. Depending on the issuer and how the account is reported, that account may appear on your credit reports. But don't treat this like a guaranteed shortcut. Different credit scoring models and reporting practices can produce different results. And if the primary cardholder has high balances or misses payments, the account could potentially hurt rather than help. So only consider this if the account is being managed responsibly and everyone understands the arrangement. Now, here's the part that's important if you're looking for fast results. Not every part of your credit score can change quickly. There is no legitimate method that guarantees you'll jump from a low credit score to an excellent score overnight. Some improvements can happen relatively quickly. For example, Reducing a high credit card balance may affect your reported utilization after the lower balance is reported. But other parts of your credit profile take time. Payment history, age of accounts, length of credit history. Building a consistent record of responsible behavior. These aren't things you can manufacture overnight. Think of your credit score like a reputation. You can make a positive change today, but building a strong reputation takes consistency. Number 1. Check your credit reports for errors. Number 2. Make every payment on time. Number 3. Pay down high credit card balances. Number 4. Avoid maxing out your cards. Number 5. Don't close old accounts without considering the potential impact. Number 6. Avoid unnecessary applications for new credit. Number 7. Don't carry a balance just to build credit. Number 8. Address past due accounts instead of ignoring them. Number 9. Only consider authorized user strategies when the account is responsibly managed. And number 10. Give the process time. Here's the biggest lesson. Improving your credit score isn't about finding a secret hack. It's about making your credit profile look less risky over time. Pay on time. Keep revolving balances under control. Don't apply for credit you don't need. Check your reports. Correct errors. And most importantly, don't confuse a credit score with financial health. A high credit score doesn't mean you're wealthy, and a low credit score doesn't define your financial future. Your goal shouldn't simply be to chase a number. Your goal should be to build a financial system where you can borrow when necessary, pay your obligations on time, and avoid unnecessary interest and debt. Do that consistently, and your credit profile can become stronger over time. If this video helped you understand credit a little better, subscribe for more simple, practical, personal finance videos. And remember, don't chase a perfect credit score. Build responsible credit habits.